Wow. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is good to be here this morning. My name is Joyce Waweru from Nairobi, Kenya. For me, I love Ethiopia. So being here for me is home. The first time I came to Ethiopia is many years ago, around 2008. I did not know anybody. When I came to Addis a few days ago, I was picked up from the airport, my daughter also, with beautiful flowers. And we were taken to the hotel, and we were being welcomed like VIP. The first day I came to Ethiopia, nobody knew me. Right now, nobody may know you, only your village. But when the aeroplane was coming down for me the first time, I could see small light here, small light there. And I said to myself, I said to God, this will be my country of blessing.
So, ትናንሽ ብርሃኖች ይታዩኝ ነበረ እና እነዚህ ብርሃኖች የፕሌን ላይቶች ማለት ነው እና ብሌሲንግ ይሰጠኛል ብዬ አስብ ነበረ ብላናለች።
And indeed it is my country of blessing.
እናም እውነትም ብሌሲንግ ያለው ካንትሪ ነው።
So I did not know anybody, and I would walk out in the streets to try and build relationship with strangers.
ማንንም አላቅም ነበር መንገድ ላይ የወጣው ሰዎችን ለመተዋወቅ እሞክር ነበረ ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ ማለት ነው።
Why was I doing this?
ለምንድን ነበር የማረገው?
Because I had a strong enough reason, a why, something that was driving me, that was pushing me to make my future better.
ምክንያቱም ውስጥ ትልቅ ምክንያት ነበረ የተሻለ ህይወትን ስለምፈልግ ትልቅ ውስጥ የሚያንቀሳቅሰኝ ምክንያት ስለነበረ ይሄን ማረገው።
Each one of us must get to a point where you make a decision that you must transform your life.
ሁላችንም ውሳኔ ላይ መድረስ አለብን ህይወታችንን ለመቀየር ዲሳይድ ማድረግ ያለብን ፖይንት ላይ መድረስ አለብን።
Nobody can make that decision for you. It has to be your personal decision.
ማንንም የእናንተን ውሳኔ ህይወታችሁ ላይ አይወስንላችሁም። ውሳኔው የማን ነው? የራሳችን መሆን አለበት።
For me, my why was about raising my daughter, educating my daughter, being able to support myself and to support my family members.
ለኔ ምክንያቴ ልጄን ሰፖርት ማድረግ ቤተሰቦቼን ሰፖርት ማድረግ ፕላስ ደግሞ ራሴንም ሰፖርት ማድረግ ነበረ።
Where I come from in Kenya, one person is working, 10 people are eating.
ኬንያ ላይ አንድ ሰው ይሰራል 10 ሰዎች ደግሞ በዛ ሰው የጀርባ ላይ ቁጭ ብለው ይበላሉ።
I don't know how it is in Ethiopia, but Kenya it is like this.
ኢትዮጵያም እንዲሁን አይሆን አላቅም ግን ነው አይደለ? ነው ኢትዮጵያ so ግን ኬንያ እንደዚህ ነው ብላናለች።
So for Kenya I am the one to do the work, the other people they must eat.
So እኔ እሰራለሁ 10 ሰዎች ደግሞ እኔ ጫንቃ ላይ ሆነው ይበላሉ።
And most of my family members, everybody will remember to call you to say, I need money for this, I need money for this. You are the ATM machine I need, I need, you send, all of them, they call you to make demands. You're the donkey to go and do the work, then they collect.
እኔ ለፍቼ እሰራለሁ ልክ እንደ ኢቴም ደግሞ ሁሉ ይበዘብዙኛል።
So I'm carrying very many people on my shoulders.
So ብዙ ሰዎች ተሸክሜያለሁ ብዙ ሰው ኃላፊነት አለብኝ።
And they have all these expectations on me.
ሁሉም ሰው ከኔ ይጠብቃል።
And you see, when I left the banking industry to come into the personal development space, they thought there's something wrong with my head. How can she leave the best paying bank in Kenya to go and talk with people? She's just walking, talking. Which kind of profession is that?
So, ሰራዬን ጥዬ ወደ ፐርሰናል ዴቨሎፕመንት ስገባ ምን ሆና ነው ያማታል እንዴ ምናምን ይሉኝ ነበረ። እንዴት ያንን የመሰለ የተከበረ ስራ ጥለሽ ወደዚህ ቢዝነስ ውስጥ ትገቢያለሽ ብለው ሰዎች ይተቹኝ ነበረ።
They could not understand. They think there's something wrong with me.
የሆነ ነገር ልክ እንዳልነበረ ነበር ፊልም ያደርጉት። እኔ የሚሰማኝን አንደርስታንድ አያደርጉም ነበር።
But I didn't like the traditional job 8 to 5 behind the desk. They call that job security.
እኔ ደግሞ ቅጥርን አልወድም። ጠዋት ገብቶ ማታ መውጣት በጣም ደስ አይለኝም ነበር።
But there was no security in my mind.
ምንም አይነት ሴኩሪቲ የለውም ወይም ደግሞ ምንም አይነት ረፍት የለውም ነበር።
I have the job, but I have no money. I am daha.
ስራ አለኝ ግን ምንም ካሽ የለም እያለች ነው።
So the decision for me to wake up and do something different actually pushed me to even, I'm doing personal development in my country, but then I said, let me go to a different country. Sometimes we say the prophet has no honor in his own hometown.
Oh, nice. So ከዛው ባለውበት ሀገር ላይ ብዙም ሪስፔክት ስላልነበረ ሌላ ቦታ ላይ ሄጄ ልስራ ምክንያቱም በእጃዙ ወርቅ እንደ መዳብ ይቆጠራል እንዳልሆነባቸው ወጥቼ ሀገር ልቀይር ብላ ወደ ኢትዮጵያ መጣች ማለት ነው።
So the first place I came to look for accommodation is one hotel around Garji.
Okay.
Opposite Sami building there is one hotel at that corner there.
Okay. ወደ ገርጂ አካባቢ መጀመሪያ ሆቴልን ተከራየው።
And you know that time 2008 when you're a foreigner they say if you're a foreigner you pay double. Ferenji double. Habesha gimash.
So የውጭ ዜጋ ከሆናችሁ እጥፍ ነበር እዛ ሆቴል ላይ ይከፈል የነበረው ማለት ነውና ለኛ ደግሞ ግማሽ ነበር ይያልሽ።
So I did not expect this. I'm surprised.
በጣም ሰርፕራይዝ ዶንኩኝ አልጠበቅኩም ነበር።
So after 7 days my money is finished and I have to go back to my country.
So በሰባት ቀን ውስጥ ያለኝን ገንዘብ እንዳለ ጨርሼ ወደ ሀገሬ መመለስ ነበረብኝ።
So I went back to sit down and strategize how am I going to come back again because I've bought the dream. I love the people, I love the country. I can see the future. I see nobody could understand the feeling of personal development was a completely new space in this country at that time.
Nice, በጣም አሪፍ። So ወደ ሀገሬ ተመልሼ እንደ አዲስ ስትራቴጃይዝ አድርጌ ለመመለስ አቀድኩኝ ምክንያቱም በደንብ ሀገሪቷን ወዳት ነበረ ፕላስ ደግሞ ፐርሰናል ዲቨሎፕመንት ኢንዱስትሪ በደንብ አልተነካም ነበር አልተጀመረም ነበር so አዲስ ማርኬት እንደሆነ ፊል አድርጌ ስትራቴጃይዝ ማድረግ ጀመርኩኝ።
So I came back and I put myself to work.
ድጋሚ ተመለስኩኝና ወደ ስራ ገባሁ።
It was not easy, I can tell you.
ቀላል አልነበረም መጀመሪያ
because I did not know anybody. I'm building a relationship from nothing.
ከዜሮ እየተነሳው ስለሆነ አዲስ ሰዎችን እየተዋወቁ ስለነበር መጀመሪያ ላይ ቀላል አልነበረም።
But sometimes it is better to build a relationship even from a stranger. A stranger is your future best friend.
Nice. በጣም አሪፍ so sometimes አንዳንዴ ከማናውቀው ሰው ጋር ሪሌሽንሺፕ መጀመር አሪፍ ነው ምክንያቱም ያ የማታውቁት ሰው የሆነ ቀን ምን ይሆናል ምርጥ ጓደኛችን ይሆናል።
Today I am here because I made a friend who was a stranger.
ዛሬ እዚህ ያለሁት ያ ማላውቀውን ሰው ተዋውቄ አሁን ላይ ግን ምርጥ ጓደኛዬ ሆኖ ነው።
His name is Netsanet Zenebe.
ስሙም ነፃነት ዘነበ ይባላል።
I went to his house that time. I went to his house. His house was around Bethel.
ቤተል አካባቢ ነበር ቤቱ ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ ሲሄድ
And his son, the firstborn son, was a little baby that time.
የመጀመሪያ ልጁ ደግሞ ገና ህፃን ልጅ ነበረ።
And today he's here. So I'll first ask the two boys to come.
So ህፃናቶቹ ሞቅ አድርገን እንቀበላለን እነዚህ ልጆች።
By that time, Pupi was a little baby.
በዛ ሰዓት ፑፒ በጣም ህፃን ልጅ ነበረ።
Netsanet could not have enough money to buy the baby milk to drink that time.
ነፂ በዛ ሰዓት ላይ ወተት መግዣም አልነበረውም ነበር።
And then in a very short time, the other new baby came.
በአጭር ጊዜ ደግሞ ተከታዩ ተከተለ።
And you only need the best pain or the best pressure for a parent is the children you're raising.
ለቤተሰብ ለወላጅ ልጅ ትልቅ ማስነሻ ህመም ነው ወይም ደግሞ ጠቅ የሚያደርግ ነገር ነው።
So when we are coming and they came and I met them this morning, I was so inspired. I mean, just look at this gentleman, really.
Nice.
He's even, you look, just see. Very smart. So you have to figure out your why. We sat down with Netzanet, he figured out his why. So when I come to Ethiopia, I have got grandchildren. These two are my grandchildren. So you come back later, you give speech, is she?
Okay.
Yeah, bohala.
Nice.
Give them a good clap, come on, clap for them. La 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 zee. La 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 zee. La la la. Thank you. So for me, at that point in time, we would sit down with Netzanet and would share dreams, aspirations. We would build each other up. I'm coaching him. I'm taking him through the process to understand. But he had his reason why he must get down to work. You too must have your reason why. When you get this information, when a friend invites you to a program like this, that person loves you. They want the best for you. And for me, I found a stranger. We became friends. We built relationships. I think more than 15 years we've been in this friendship or relationship.
ናይስ ከነፂ ጋር ኦልሞስት ከ15 ዓመት በላይ ቆይታለን። ከነፂ ጋር ስናወራ ኮች ሳደርገው ሁልጊዜም ለምንህን እወቅለው ነበረ። ሶ ነፂ ለምኑን ስላወቀ አሁን እዚህ ደርሷል። ሶ ሁላችንም ለምን የሚለውን የራሳችንን ምክንያት ማወቅ አለብን። ከነፂ ጋር አሁን ላይ 15 ዓመት ድረስ ፍሬንድ ነን ብላናለች ማለት ነው።
Sometimes you need a coach, a mentor, somebody who will push you because there are places you cannot push yourself to.
አንዳንዴ ፑሽ የሚያረጋችሁ ሰው ያስፈልጋችኋል፣ ሜንተር ያስፈልጋችኋል፣ የሚመራችሁ ሰው ያስፈልጋችኋል። እናንተ መሄድ የማትችሉበት ቦታ ገፍቶ የሚወስደን ሰው ያስፈልገናል።
You need somebody who sees greater greatness than you see for yourself.
ናይስ በጣም አሪፍ። እናንተ ከሚታያችሁ ጥግ በላይ የሚያይ ትልቅ አቅም እንዳላችሁ የሚረዳ የሚያግዛችሁ ሜንተር ያስፈልጋችኋል።
Because that person can see the vision further than you can see.
ምክንያቱም ይህ ሰው ከናንተ አርቆ በደንብ ማየት ስለሚችል።
You want to be able to sit on the shoulders of giants who can see further than you can see.
በጣም በተላልቅ ሰዎች ላይ ትከሻ ላይ መቀመጥ መቻል አለባችሁ። ምክንያቱም እነሱ ሩቅ ስለሚያዩ እነሱ ትከሻ ላይ ከተቀመጠን ደግሞ በደንብ ርቀቱን ማየት ስለምንችል።
Remember, your future is brighter than your current situation.
ፊውቸራችን በደንብ የደመቀ ነው፣ በደንብ የተሻለ ነው። አሁን ካለንበት የተሻለ ነገር እንዳለ ማወቅ አለብን።
The bridge between where you are and the bright future is work that you must put in.
አሁን ባላችሁበትና በዛ በምትፈልጉት ፊውቸር ላይ ያለው ነገር አሁን ላይ ዝቅ ብሎ መስራት ነው።
You must put in the muscle, you must put in the work, you must put in the skills, you must develop yourself, you must practice, you must go out to the marketplace, you must learn to develop yourself to be better than you are, to be who you ought to be.
መሆን ለምትፈልጉትን ነገር ለማድረግ ዛሬ ላይ ዝቅ ብሎ አንገታችንን ደፍተን ምንም አይነት ምክንያቶችን ሳንደረድር መስራት ይኖርብናል።
So on many international trips we have traveled with Netzanet, with Sable, we have been all over the world to different parts of the world together on international trips.
በዚህም ከነነፂ ጋር ብዙ ሀገራቶችን ከነሰብሊ ጋር ብዙ ሀገራቶችን መጎብኘት ችለናል።
And I believe in this next few months you will be given a chance to join us on a cruise ship, on a tour, on a cruise ship.
Nice. በአጭር ጊዜ ውስጥም በቀጣይ ወራቶች ውስጥ ክሩዝ ሺፕ ላይ የሚኖር ትራቭል አለ። እዛ ላይ የምትኖሩ ሰዎች ትኖራላችሁ።
When you travel, you become polished, you become civilized, your mind opens.
ሞር ራሳችሁ ላይ በሰራችሁ ቁጥር ጭንቅላታችን እየተከፈተ በደንብ ሲቪላይዝድ እየሆንን እንመጣለን።
You see further than where you are.
አሁን ካለንበት ሩቁን ማየት እንችላለን።
For me, I keep saying, if I had never traveled to Ethiopia, I would never have met the kind of people that I have met. Most people from Kenya fear to come to Ethiopia because they say language barrier, Ingilizinya yelam heso, Amarinya bicha.
Nice. እዚህ ስመጣ ላንጉዌጅ ቤሪየሮች ነበሩ። ብዙ ሰዎች ወደዚህ መምጣት ይፈራሉ፣ ከኬንያ ወደዚህ መምጣት ይፈራሉ። ምክንያቱም የቋንቋ ችግር አለ፣ እንግሊዘኛ አይችሉም፣ አማርኛ ብቻ ነው ያለው። ያንን ሁሉ ቻሌንጅ ተቋቁማ ነው እዚህ የመጣችሁ ማለት ነው።
But I embraced all those challenges because I knew what I wanted.
ምፈልገውን ነገር ስላወቅኩ እነዚህን ሁሉ ቻሌንጆች ለመጋፈጥ ፍቃደኛ ነበርኩ።
There was no book to read the language, but I learned by listening, by speaking. I'd pick up a few words. I would walk into a restaurant. I don't know what to eat because their menu is in Amharic.
ሶ ቋንቋውን ለመልመድ ምችልባቸው መጽሐፍቶች ስላልነበሩ በመስማት ነበር ስለምንደ ነበረው ኢቭን ካፌ ስገባ ራሱ ሜኑ ያለው በምንድነው በአማርኛ ነው ያለችን ነው
So I had to learn some of the words, I had to practice to be able to communicate effectively.
So practice ማድረግ ነበረብኝ መለማመድ ነበረብኝ አንዳንድ ቃላቶችን መያዝ ነበረብኝ
When you acquire a new language, a new skill, those are skills you will never ever lose.
አዲስ ቋንቋን ስትችሉ እንደዚህ አይነት ስኪሎችን በጭራሽ ልታጣቸው በጭራሽ ሉዝ ልታረጓቸው የማትችሏቸው ስኪል ነው
Even if I don't speak Amharic for 2-3 years, when I meet the people I speak Amharic again, I still remember the words.
አማርኛ ለ2-3 አመት አውርጭ ባላወራ አሁን ላይ ግን ስመጣ እናንተን ሳገኛችሁ ወይም ደግሞ ሰዎችን ሳገኝ አማርኛ ቃላቶች ይመጡልኛል
You must ask yourself, you must challenge yourself to acquire new skills, new information, because today the world is interconnected.
Nice. አሁን ላይ ዓለማችን ኮኔክትድ ስለሆነ አዳዲስ ስኪሎችን አዳዲስ ችሎታዎችን መማር መቻል ይኖርብናል
You want to be able to communicate because now there is social media. You want to be able to communicate with somebody who's sitting in Britain, with somebody who's sitting in Germany, with somebody who's sitting in Dubai. You want to be able to communicate with somebody who's sitting in South Africa. Share the same information. Get that person to be able to communicate and work effectively with you. Build a relationship with that person.
So, በደንብ ኮሙኒኬሽን መጨመር ይኖርብናል ማለት ነው ምክንያቱም ብዙ ሀገራቶች ላይ ሰዎች አሉ ከነዚህ ሰዎች ጋር ኮሙኒኬት አድርገን ኔትወርካችንን መዘርጋት ይኖርብናል
I think now you see people are using YouTube, they are using TikTok, they are using Facebook, they are using Instagram. Before there is nothing like this. Today most young people are on these social media platforms and they have people called influencers, followers. One person has 1 million followers, 2 million followers, you know. How did they get this kind of following? Because they had the courage, they had the confidence, they have a skill.
Nice. So አሁን ላይ ካያችሁ የሶሻል ሚዲያ ዘመን ላይ እንገኛለን ብዙ አይነት ሶሻል ሚዲያ ኦፕሽኖች አሉንና እዛ ላይ ወተን ልክ እንደ ሌሎች ኢንፍሉዌንሰሮች ፎሎወሮችን ማፍራት እንችላለን አሁን ላይ ከረንትሊ አንድ ሰው 1 ሚሊዮን ፎሎወር ሊኖረው ይችላል እነዚህ ሰዎች 1 ሚሊዮን ፎሎወር ሊኖራቸው የቻለው ደፍረው ወጥተው ራሳቸውን ፊት ለፊት ስላጋፈጡ ነው
I gradually built up and we were working step by step. And as we were doing the work, my daughter was about Jojo's age by the time she was going through primary school, then to high school, then to university. And I kept on following my dream, working on my goal, because I knew number one goal or vision which I had was to make sure that my daughter goes to a very good school, she goes to a good university, she gets international education.
So, መስራት በጀመርኩበት ሰዓት ልጄ ገና በፑፒድ ሜ ነበረች ሶ ፕራይመሪ ስኩል ተማረች ሰከንደሪ ከዛ ሃይ ስኩል ብላ ወደ ግቢ መሄዷ ወይም ደግሞ ወደ ዩኒቨርሲቲ መሄዷ አይቀርም ሶ ትልቁ ህልሜ ልጄ የተሻለ ትምህርት እንድታገኝ እመኝ ነበር
Because I had the why, my goal is clear, what do I want?
ለምን የሚለው ነገር ስለማቀው ለዛም ተሰራ ነበር
Because of that I managed to educate my daughter in one of the best universities in the world.
በዚህም ምክንያት ልጄን ዓለም ላይ ምርጥ በሚባል ዩኒቨርሲቲ ውስጥ እንድትማር ወይም ደግሞ ምርጥ በሚባል ትምህርት ቤት ውስጥ እንድትማር ማድረግ ችያለሁ
She gets to go to a university. Thank you. She gets to go to a university in England called Halt Business School. It's one of the top 5 business schools in the world.
Amazing. እንግሊዝ ውስጥ halt business school የሚባል ስኩል ላይ ከዓለም ቶፕ 5 የቢዝነስ ስኩል ውስጥ እንድትማር እድሉን ማመቻቸት ችያለሁ
And then she goes to do Halt Business School in America.
ከዛም ወደ አሜሪካ ወዳለው ብራንች halt business school ወደሚባለው ሄደች
So she graduates with a double degree undergraduate and double degree masters.
double degree እና double masters ይዛ ነው የወጣችው
You can achieve anything as long as you put your mind to it. You are a very powerful person.
So ምንም ነገር ጭንቅላታችሁን ወደዛ አድርጉ እንጂ ምንም ነገር በህይወታችሁ ማሳካት ትችላላችሁ
With my parents, my parents are old. They are above 90 years of age. My father and my mother, they're alive. And I make a decision. I want my parents to travel abroad. I want to get them passport. I want them to go for vacation to Europe for vacation. Spain, France, England.
So, ወላጆቼ እድለኛ ሆኜ በህይወት አሉ. So, አሁን ላይ ከ90 ዓመት በላይ ናቸው ወላጆቼ እናቴም አባቴም ሶ እነሱን በደንብ እንዲዝናኑ ፈልጋለሁ አውሮፓ ላይ ስፔን ላይ እንዲዝናኑ ፈልጋለሁ ሶ ያንንም ለማድረግ ችያለሁ ያለችን ነው ማለት ነው ሞቅ አርጋት
excuse me. So if you sit down with my father or with my mother, they tell you the story of traveling abroad. It's a few years ago, but they talk about it like only yesterday they came from London.
So ከአያቶቼ ወይም ደግሞ ከእናትና ከአባቶቼ ጋር ብትገናኙ ብታወሯቸው ቆይቷል ከሄዱ ግን ትላንትና እንደነበረ ቁጭ አድርገው ያወሯቸዋል።
So there are things you want to do for your parents.
So ለቤተሰቦቻችሁ ማድረግ ያለባችሁ ነገሮች አሉ።
And you can do them if you decide to do them.
እሱንም ማድረግ ትችላላችሁ ግን ከወሰናችሁ ብቻ ነው።
You have to visualize the idea. Thank you.
ሐሳቡን በደንብ ጭንቅላታችሁ ውስጥ ልታመላለሱት ወይም ደግሞ በአይነ ህሊናችሁ ልታዩት ይገባል።
My mother also, when she sits down and she tells you her stories of how she has traveled, she talks about it like only yesterday I have come from abroad.
ትላንት እንደመጣች እናቴ አሁን ድረስ ታወራዋለች የትራቭል ያደረገችባቸው ሞመንቶች።
They had an old car and I had a vision of them having a nice new car.
የሆነ የድሮ መኪና ነበር የነበራቸውና ሁሌም ተስፋ አደርግ ነበር የተሻለ መኪና ገዛላቸዋለሁ እያልኩ ተስፋ አደርግ ነበር።
And when that ceremony happens for my mother in Kenya, Netsanet Zenebe comes all the way to see the event for my mother.
So ለእናቴ መኪና አዋርድ ባረኩበት ወይም ደግሞ በሰጠዋበት ጊዜ ነፂ ከዚህ መጥቶ ተሳትፎ ነበረ።
When you come into a space like this, go home and visualize what you want to be able to achieve. Go home and visualize where you want to be in the next 3 months. Have a plan in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year. Get your act together. Put your foot into the ground. Go to the marketplace and create whatever you want to create because it is possible.
So ትልቅ ህልም ሲኖራችሁ ወይም ደግሞ እንደዚህ አይነት ፕሮግራሞችን እድሎች ስታገኙ ቤት ሆናችሁ በደንብ ቪዥዋላይዝ ማድረግ ይኖርባችኋል። ምክንያቱም የሁላችንም ህልም መሳካት ይችላል። ዝቅ ብለን እስከሰራን ድረስ ህልማችን መሳካት ይችላል።
Good. Kaspakas. Good. We say Kaspakas ngulal bagureda. But you must make the decision zare.
So ቀስ በቀስ እንቁላል በእግሩ ይሄዳል ግን በእግሩ እንዴት ዛሬ መወሰን አለበት።
በጣም እንወድሻለን፣ በጣም እናመሰግናለን። I hope to see you very soon. Asante sana. Thank you very much and may God bless you.